My daughter asked me for a toy last week. Cost about $30. I could afford it, no problem. But instead of just buying it, I did something that probably seemed weird to anyone watching. I told her, let's talk about what you're willing to trade for it. She's 7 years old, and we spent 15 minutes discussing whether that toy was worth 3 weeks of her small allowance, or if she'd rather save for something bigger, or maybe earn it by doing extra tasks around the house. By the end of that conversation, she decided she didn't want it that much after all. Not because I said no, because she made the calculation herself. That's Jewish financial education in a nutshell. We don't shield kids from money. We don't wait until they're 18 and suddenly expect them to understand mortgages and interest rates. We start early, start simple, and start with one core belief. Money is a tool, not a mystery. Before we dive deeper, do me a favor. Write in the comments what city you're watching this from. I'm genuinely curious where this message is reaching, and it helps me understand who's tuning in. Drop your city below. So let's break down how this actually works. It starts with something incredibly simple, the allowance system. But allowances in Jewish households work differently than most families. It's not payment for breathing. It's not a handout. It's a teaching tool. Here's how it worked in my house growing up. Every week, my kids get a set amount. Not a fortune, just enough to matter. Let's say $10. But here's the catch. It's immediately divided into 4 categories. 40% goes into spending, 30% into saving, 20% into investing, 10% into giving. The spending money is theirs. Completely. They want to buy candy? Fine. They want to waste it on something stupid? That's called learning. I don't interfere. This is their laboratory, their safe space to make small mistakes now so they don't make catastrophic ones later. The saving money is for bigger goals. Things that cost more than 1 week's allowance. Maybe a bicycle, maybe a special toy. This teaches delayed gratification, the ability to want something, not get it immediately, and work toward it over time. In a world of instant everything, this skill is becoming rare. The investing money is the game changer. My kids don't just save this money in a piggy bank. We open real investment accounts for them. Small amounts, sure, but real money in real investments. My son, he's 9 now, owns shares in 3 companies. Does he understand complex market dynamics? Of course not. But he understands that businesses make products, people buy those products, and when the business does well, his investment grows. And the giving money? Non-negotiable. Every week, 10% goes to charity. They choose where. This creates 2 critical mindsets: abundance and responsibility. You have enough to help others. You're responsible for more than just yourself. Compare this to how most kids learn about money. They don't. They watch parents stress about bills, but never understand why. They hear, "We can't afford that," without learning what afford actually means. Then they turn 18, get a credit card, and destroy their financial lives. Benjamin, a kid from my community, graduated high school last year. Smart kid. First semester of college, he got a credit card. By Christmas, he was $4,000 in debt. Nobody ever taught him how credit cards worked. Nobody explained interest. Jewish kids, they understand debt before they can drive. My daughter wanted an expensive art set last year. Cost more than she had saved. I offered her a loan, told her exactly what it meant. I'd give her the money now, she'd pay me back over 3 months, plus a small amount extra as interest. She thought about it, calculated whether she wanted to pay that extra amount, decided to wait and save instead. That's a 12-year-old understanding the true cost of borrowing. Here's another principle. Transparent conversations about family finances. Not the specific numbers necessarily, but the reality. When I was growing up, my parents went through a rough financial period. Business struggled. Money got tight. They didn't pretend everything was fine. They sat us down and explained, income is lower this year, so we're adjusting expenses. We're not eating out as much. We're postponing the vacation. But we're okay, and here's the plan. I was 10, and instead of feeling scared, I felt included. I understood. And I learned that financial challenges happen, and you respond with a plan, not panic. Most kids experience financial stress as this mysterious, terrifying thing. Parents fight about money behind closed doors. Kids feel it, but don't understand it. Jewish approach? Explain it. Make it understandable. Let's talk about entrepreneurship. Kids aren't just taught to manage money. They're taught to make money. Summer comes around in Jewish neighborhoods, you'll see kids everywhere with businesses. Lawn mowing services, tutoring younger kids, dog walking. These aren't just cute childhood memories. Their financial education in action. Naomi, my neighbor's daughter, started a dog walking business when she was 11. She made flyers, set prices, managed a schedule. By the end of summer, she'd earned $800. But more importantly, she learned about marketing, customer service, and the connection between effort and income. When she grows up and someone offers her a salary, she'll understand what she's trading. She'll know how to evaluate whether it's a fair trade. Here's something that might sound harsh but is actually compassionate. Jewish parents let kids fail financially. Small failures, safe failures, but real failures. My son saved up for a toy he desperately wanted. Finally had enough. Bought it. Played with it for 2 days. Lost interest completely. He was devastated because he realized he wasted months of saving on something that didn't matter. I didn't rescue him. I let him sit with that feeling. Let him process regret. Let him learn that choices have consequences. Next time he wanted something, he thought about it longer. That's a lesson worth more than the $25 he wasted. But most parents can't stand watching their kids feel disappointed. They swoop in and fix it. The charity component is really central. That 10% isn't just feel-good generosity. It's teaching that money is a responsibility. Every year before the holidays, my kids go through their toys and clothes. They choose items to give away, not the broken junk. Good stuff. Then they take part of their saved money and decide where to donate it. We research charities together. This teaches that wealth isn't just about accumulation. It's about participation in community. Kids who learn this don't grow up to be greedy hoarders. They grow up understanding abundance and generosity as natural partners. Here's where it really separates from mainstream parenting. The conversation about wealth building. My kids know what compound interest is, not the mathematical formula, but the concept, money making money over time. I showed them graphs. Put $1 in a savings account, it stays basically $1. Put $1 in an investment that grows 10% yearly. In 40 years, it's $45. They get it. Hannah, a teenager from our community, started investing at 13 with birthday money. 5 years later, she's 17 and her portfolio has grown significantly. But more than the money, she's developed financial confidence. She reads business news. She understands economic principles. She'll graduate high school more financially literate than most college graduates. Jewish financial education creates an identity around competence and responsibility. Kids see themselves as people who understand money, who make good decisions. My daughter now introduces herself sometimes by saying, "I'm a good saver." That's her identity. Not because I forced it, but because she's experienced success with money management. Jewish families talk about the purpose of money. It's not an end in itself. It's a tool for living well, for security, for freedom, for helping others. Kids learn that the goal isn't to be rich. The goal is to be secure, free, and useful. When my son asks why we save and invest, I don't say, to be rich. I say, so we have choices, so if something breaks, we can fix it. So we can do work we believe in, instead of just whatever pays. So here's what Jewish financial education actually creates. Adults who understand money without fearing it, who make informed decisions, who save and invest naturally, who give generously, who build wealth slowly and sustainably. It's not complicated. Anyone can implement these principles. Start giving your kids age-appropriate allowances with structure. Talk honestly about finances. Let them make small mistakes safely. Teach them to earn, save, invest, and give. That's how Jews teach kids about money differently. That's why it works. Not magic, not secrets, just intentional, consistent, honest financial education from an early age. Tell me in the comments what financial lesson you wish someone had taught you as a kid. Hit that like button because financial literacy should be available to everyone. Subscribe right now because the next video reveals something even more critical about building generational wealth that most people completely miss, and you need to see it.